So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, alpha traders. So got the Bitcoin probability chart up here, some projections, some current candle probability levels. Has anything changed? Nope. We're ranging. All right. We're ranging. Had a nice little dip. Boy, I was begging for that thing to come down to the mean of this projection, which is at the 95.4 Laplace distribution range on this weekly candle. A tick below 44K. Got within 1,400 bucks. Not bad. Do I think it's going to go down there? It could. It's a probability, right? As a volatility trader, I'm never going to say, yes, this for sure is going to this area. Now, do I have bias of a macro trend? Yeah, Bitcoin's bullish. There's no doubt in my mind. Bitcoin is bullish. And, the Fed announcement we had the other day, it was good for all the markets. Look at the markets. Look at the markets. They're just dumping. So you don't trade on news. You trade the volatility. That's how you get around all this crap, right? All this crap. Trade the volatility. Let me take a peek here. This is actually the weekly Bitcoin index. Let's go over here on the VRE. That dip earlier, where did we bounce around? First standard deviation, normal distribution on this daily candle, right? Pretty much first half of the day, we kind of snugged along the bottom of the daily volatility range, right? Price action volatility range right there, pretty much centered the top side of the 68.3 Laplace distribution range. That's the white cross line there. So we kind of bounced off the bottom for a while, had a dump out to the 68.3 to the downside. But then what did it do? Pretty much ranged right along the bottom of the 68.3, bounced in between the weekly S1. Here's the weekly volatility range for price action on BTC index. This is the first support level for that volatility price action range. Just kind of got stuck in there for a minute. This last rejection, especially when we broke this 15-minute candle below that 68.3, went up, wick tested it, went down, right? Bounced. Nice little bounce right off of the first standard deviation. Got a rejection off the S1, right? That support will turn to resistance until it's not, right? So let's see, had another rejection. Right now, we're right below it. So, the bulls today, the next couple hours, they definitely want to close up here in the daily volatility range. But obviously, these bears, they're out, they're all drunk on honey once again. Till they get sobered up with a nice big green dildo right up the old bum. So that will be coming at some point. So so what we need to do, we need to go over here onto the trading chart. We're on a 15-minute here. Let's bounce back up to the weekly because I also want to look at the institutional futures. Bitcoin's trying to find a base here, right? Trying to find a base here. And it's got, what if that's on purpose? Next, I'll get some more history here real quick. Get your PO fire up. So if Bitcoin finds a base here, even if Bitcoin finds a base around the 44K area, 45K area and bounces from there, It's building hidden bull div. Now the returns oscillator has already turned up. If the chart would ever populate here. Come on, baby, here she comes. Let's turn off this higher time frame on the returns. Boop. Okay. So we already had some hidden bull set on the returns oscillator, right? It's kind of starting to roll over though. You can see the correlation went pink, right? That's telling you the correlation between this read on the returns oscillator and the price action is decreasing. That's why this weekly candle, we're seeing a lower low right now. Let's do something sticking out. Let me see my Z-score to make sure it's on log. Let's throw this on log, see what this is looking like. All right, yeah, log returns, they are definitely heading up. The Z-score for log returns anyway on the weekly chart is heading up. And no div though, all right? Not like the returns oscillator. You can see the lower low on the returns oscillator. Got a higher low on the Z-score. Flip that back real quick. Just back on price. Same with price. Same with price. That on log. And you can see this week, the correlation on the entropy, even it's random. We've talked about this in past streams, all right? I mean, I'm kind of at this point beating a dead horse. Beating a dead horse. Why? Because I talked about this at the beginning of the week. We're ranging. We're ranging right in here. This is a 68.3 Laplace distribution range on the weekly projection from the 41K low. Why do I have this projection here? Because it's being respected. It's being respected. Even the big weekly dump candle, where did it bounce from? Right about on the mean of the returns, or on the mean of this projection, right? So I'm looking for something similar, but like I said, you can go back through these streams. I'm looking for a candle close, revisit the wick. Doesn't have to go all the way down. 45K, 45K to me would make sense on a weekly candle close. Would not surprise me at all if that's what goes on. So we're going to have to see how this plays out this weekend. We could get a little relief pump, right, when these institutional futures close. Go back over here real quick. Let's take a peek, actually, in the CME futures. La-di-da-di, everybody. Nice to see Andy in here. Let's see. Of course, we got Sarah. Yeah. Yes. Okay, on the weekly. Wow, you know what? Different volatility read. That's for a damn sure. Volatility is getting pretty low. Pretty low indeed. We're not even able and this is just a history thing. Can't even populate the high length AVR, but we do have the 981. It is literally right now at 9%. The 636 is at 17%. The APPs are heading down. Same, right? That's price percentile. Volatility's pretty flat here, though, on the 636. Pretty flat indeed. As the 981 is charging down, it is definitely contraction all day long. But this positive correlation, flat volatility on the 636, we're getting a down weekly candle. CMEs, 44K. 44K is where the 33 length log return moving average set to is set to a power mean. Okay, so that's going to be a pretty powerful area there, and I'm telling you, that's why I'm using all this in confluence. Where's all the confluence at? Pretty much right here at the mean of this projection, right? And at the 95.4 Laplace distribution range to the downside on this weekly candle. Wouldn't surprise me at all. We do get down to that 44K area. Look for a bounce. Look for a real nice bounce. But we talked about this on this weekly candle. when I was targeting that 95 for Laplace, that was like right about 47.8. But what did we do? Right? What did we do? We ran all the way down to like a little under 43. So yeah. Let's see. Again, take one more peek. CMEs. I mean, this Z-score is having an outlier. This Z-score on the weekly is having an outlier to the top side. But it did. I mean, and there is. I mean, that's good to see. We are seeing. I'll tell you what we're seeing. On a grander level, we're seeing some hidden bull, but on a shorter term here, we got some bull div. We got some bull div building on the weekly returns oscillator between returns and price action. These fishers, though, man, they're charging down hardcore. Let's see what the IPS says. I got to change this up real quick, though, to a 20,000. Still heading up. Still heading up. What is this? This is inverse Pearson skewness. Still figuring this indicator out. The guys put this together. It's pretty awesome to tell you the truth. We just got to nail it down first, though, before we get it published. We've got several other we've got several indicators that need to be published. We'll get around to it. Let's check out this 5-day on the CMEs. An outlier on the Z-score on the 5-2. Okay. Yeah, we're still not going to get the variance to print. And this is just all a history thing. The historical volatility Z-score is heading down. It is at 2 standard deviations below the mean right now, heading into positive correlation. Everybody that knows volatility knows exactly what that means. The same thing with this contraction going on, positively correlated. Price action's walking down. And this first standard deviation band below the Gaussian mean here is about 42K on the CME. So we'll see where this baby pops to. Okay, 3-day Z-score is heading down pretty damn strong. That was on log, right? Yes, sir. There, we got some variance. But the same, just like Bitcoin, just like the spot index and perps, we definitely are building bull div on these higher time frames. Yes, we are. Wouldn't be a bit surprised to see, like, we got this 3-day on the CMEs. Maybe we get this pullback coming in the next week, and this returns oscillator comes down, bounces off the zero mean when Bitcoin is down around the 44K area or something. Could be some strong, many stabs of a bullish divergence. It's what we want to see. Same thing, right? We're contracting, positively correlated on the 3-day. The 2-day. Bottom line is there is a lot of fuckery. Yes, I said fuckery in the markets. Everybody gets all excited. Guarantee it. People trading the news. They're like, oh, they got the money machine printing. They're not going to stop. Well, look at the markets. Look at the markets. Nasdaq's down. SPY really took a thump today, down 1 point. That one time it was down 1.5%. So SPY is definitely dumping out. It's back below 460 after another all-time high, right? Variance on the 2-day on the CME futures is turning up positively correlated. And here, I mean, I'll tell you what, the returns oscillator between Bitcoin index and the CME futures, very similar reads, and that's good. We want to see that for sure, 100%. So what does all this mean? This all means that you want to be over here on the perps or whatever you're trading. You can go to the index, doesn't matter. I'm going to jump on the perps. I'm going to go to, oh boy, I just fried this thing, I'm sure. Did you'll switch the asset and time frame at the same time? Oh, trading view. Worthless sack of monkey nuts. Come on, man. Good Lord. We all know better, right? Can't do that. I switched assets. There we go. And time frame. No, no. Go lay down. We're not doing this again today. I'll put you out on your chain outside, dude. You are not interrupting my stream 2 days in a row. Go lay down or I feed you to the alligators. Let's see. So, all that being said, guys and gals, wolves and she-wolves, we're down here trading the low time frame volatility, specifically the variance. You can't go wrong. If you're just patient, you're taking little quick scalps, you're going to have winners, 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 one after another. Like right now, look right where the volatility went negatively correlated. Expansion, price is coming down. Yes, it is. Yes, it is indeed. Was there any? Yes, there was. There was some hidden bear. Yep, some hidden bear. So at the same time, there was some hidden bear setting up, right? Higher high on the oscillator, lower high on the price action data sets. Right before it was setting up, you had an outlier to the top side. We get this move, boop, 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 boop. And then boom, it shifts. You start having an outlier to the downside. That's why, the people, I don't care what indicator you're using, you're not going to get reads like this, right? The entire market, it's just all volatility, right? To standard deviations, right? That's where it's spreading to. So you got to know where these areas are at. You need to know when the variance is rising or declining and whether or not it's positively or negatively correlated. You want to know if it's having an outlier. If it's having an outlier, you're having a fat tail event, right? You're typically going to get more than a second standard deviation move. Is that worth your time? Is that worth your scalp? Hell yeah, it is. You're going to get a good trade, but you have to take your profit. We just harp on this time after time after time after time. We've had several jokers. They come in, they take one look. Oh, these indicators don't work. Not only do they not even know how to use the indicators, they get so confused, don't learn first. But the bottom line is nobody ever takes their profits. And so when they get screwed on a trade, they blame the indicators, right? They don't blame themselves for being a knucklehead and not taking their profit. This is how you trade Bitcoin. You don't just sit in this. Unless you are a long-term holder, right? And since the beginning of this thing, those are the people that have made the most money in Bitcoin, right? If you do not take your profit and you're trying to intraday trade this crap, that's what intraday trading is all about. People are like, "Oh, I'm a day trader," and they're just sitting in positions. Day traders don't have trades open more than that intraday. People just are clowns out there, man. Yeah, I'm on a roll today. I got fired up some dickhead on another Discord. But what are you going to do? Let's see here. People just don't understand. All right. They'll act like they understand. They're clueless, though. Clueless traders out there. Number one, they have no idea about divergence. They'll say they do, but they have no clue. They can't even read it. You see these clowns pointing out divergences. They don't even know how to read divergence. No, there's bull div there. And it's like, oh my God. They don't even know how to chart the divergence to begin with. But divergence moves the market, and it's the imbalance in the buy and sell pressure that creates that divergence. Just like this up move right here. Why was it created? Well, because you got a lower low on the price action, you got a higher low on the returns oscillator. Divergence between returns and price action. So on this down move, it's like, warning, warning, right? The return on your investment is diminishing. Take your freaking profit and pay attention. Right after that, you have an outlier to the top side, right? You have an outlier to the top side. That divergence is playing out. So it's like you could have taken a scalp there. But what was happening? It started building a hidden bear. It's just one after another. Usually when you look at the returns oscillator in the price action, every move you see, there's divergence associated with it. But people want to try to trade like the little flippy movements in their stochastic indicator or their RSI or whatever the hell kind of trading they're using. They have no clue about variance or even know what variance is to begin with. Just takes a little bit of studying, right? Just to figure things out. See what you're missing, right? See what you're missing. God's sakes, you could trade variance alone. All you got to do is just take your profit. That's all you got to do. And definitely don't be emotionally attached to the trade. 100%. Because you can get little outliers like this, right? It's like, how do you know that little outlier wasn't going to turn into this outlier? Well, you don't, unless you know about it. Was there some strong divergence? There's a lot of factors that play into it. That's why people are like, oh, there's way too many indicators on that chart, right? What do they call it? Paralysis by analysis. It's like people that say that is because they don't know how to read their damn indicators and they got 500 of them up there. They don't know how to use them all together. Well, that's what separates us from the pack. This all means something. It's not like I just have these up here for the hell of it, right? I'm reading them all. Talked about this a million times. All plays into factor. When you learn how to read it all, you will know when this isn't going to play out very much. But was that worth a little quick scalp? Yeah, but you got to take your profit quick. You got to take that profit quick, 100%. I mean, that's enough on Bitcoin, right? That's enough on Bitcoin. Let's go to, that's what I really want to do. Let me go to the VRE. Let's pull up Avalanche. We're going to check out Avalanche in Matic. And Avalanche is holding strong, right? Holding strong. One of the leaders today, along with that goofy ass Wi-Fi. It's cold to sell out. My nose is running. Jesus. Let's see here. So what did Avalanche do, right? Opened up the new day. Opened up the new day down here below the daily volatility price action range. What did it immediately do? What did it immediately do? It ran to the top side of the daily volatility range. What right above it was the monthly, is that the S2? Where are you at monthly? Whoa, where are you? Where are you? Give me a second. Oh, there it is. Jesus, what am I doing? It was right in front of my eyes. So here's the center of the monthly volatility range. Here's the bottom. Okay, so that's actually just the bottom of the monthly volatility range. Pardon me. So interesting. Rejected off of it, rejected off of it, rejected off of it, rejected pretty much. It's a magnet too. These volatility ranges are just freaking magnets. You got to put some distance between price action and these ranges, or you're just going to continue to get rejected, suck back to it. It's going to bounce from it. No matter what you trade, if you're bear, you're a bull, you need to know where these ranges are at or you're just screwed. Finally, it bounces off the top side of the 68.3, right? And just makes a run, hardcore run up to the top side of that monthly volatility range, which that was a powerful move, right? There's a lot of volatility in here, a lot of resistance going on right here. Especially, where did it reject to? Almost to the dollar, to the dollar. Look at the wick, right to the second standard deviation normal distribution. That's the blue cross line. The 95.4 Laplace distribution range is the white cross line. A lot of resistance right there. Big time. Big time. Then you've got the weekly. Where was Avi? Let's see. Yep, there's the weekly volatility range down here. So you're talking about as well. That's the weekly S or R3. There's no more weekly resistance ranges. So this could be the cap on Avalanche for this week, to be honest. Very rarely are you going to get outside this range. That is no shit when we're talking about price action volatility ranges. So what's that saying? Man, take like Avalanche, Matic. These could be great trades this weekend, right? And I'm talking about low time frame scalps bouncing off distribution levels because that's what these algos are doing. This isn't retail traders moving to price action like this. This is all the algos. They're programmed with these distribution ranges, right? So when you recognize that, you can jump aboard. You can jump aboard. Let me see. Zach, why are you watching CME? I just want to see if they're matching up. Well, and why not? It gives you a little insight to what the institutional guys are doing, right? It's not bad to watch CME, right? I could give a shit about their gaps, but just getting an idea of what's going on there, because there's a lot of big traders on CME, right? You have to have a pretty big account to trade this stuff anyway. CME closed already? Is that what you're saying? Doesn't it close in like 6, 9? I thought CME closed here in about half hour. Could be wrong. Thought it was 5 o'clock Chicago Central Time. But back to Avalanche. I read a chat in between halfway in between this little analysis here. So I'm not saying it can't get by this range, right? But especially today, there's a 95.4% chance this Avalanche price action stays below this range right here at about 116. Okay. And that is literally right above the top side of the monthly volatility range. So coming into this new day on Avalanche, I'm going to be paying a lot of attention. Might be scalping Avalanche. Could be some good, nice, strong moves up and down. Or are they going to put a move on this weekend, right? Is all this what's going on, right? They've got everybody thinking the markets are going to be bullish as hell, but these things have been doing nothing but dump. Not just Bitcoin, right? Not SPY, NASDAQ, everything's down 100%. Pretty much all the cryptos. Obviously, we have our outliers, and there's some that are holding, that are up a little bit, right? But a majority of cryptos are down. YFI is up 30%, for crying out loud. And you've got Comp up to 7, Badger up 9. Badger, you shitcoin, go away. Avalanche up 15% right now. Pop over on Matic real quick. Let's look at its VRE, see what it's been doing. I know it had a nice bounce down here too by the 1SD. Same thing, right? And I showed Bitcoin. Where did Bitcoin bounce from? Right at the first standard deviation as well. Here we go. Okay, so Matic opens up, right? We've got the daily volatility range pretty much right on the weekly volatility range, right? Red dotted line, yellow dotted line, red dotted line. That's the weekly. Here's the lines for the daily. So we open up, it goes up, test, almost got to the middle of the weekly volatility range, dump down. This is just a magnet right here. There's so much volatility. It's like this is the event horizon. All right. It's just going to suck price action. Every time price action tries to go away from it, goes above it, unless it's a really strong move in either direction, you're going to end up right back there, just like we are right now at the end of the day with Matic. It looks real similar to what Avalanche is doing. Right? Came down here, front run the first standard deviation by not much, a couple dollars. That's it. I think it was at 192 and it got down to about 193.5. Yeah, about $1.50. So it got pretty damn close. You got these 15-minute candles coming down here, bounced off the daily S1, right? That's the first support level for the daily volatility range. And then we're getting these rejections off the bottom side of the 68.3 Laplace distribution range on the daily, right? Pretty wide range, I might add. Then we shoot down, right? Bounce from there, whoop, goes right up to the top. Literally, you got the top of the weekly volatility range and a monthly. That is, I believe, the R. Where's the monthly? Yeah, it's the R1. Because remember, a Matic and Avalanche are that tight monthly ranges. That's why these things are going to be volatile as hell going through the end of this year. Great scalping opportunities, Matic and Avalanche. And to be honest, they're probably going to move. You know what we can do too? Let's take a peek real quick. Let me fire up my base chart. Grayson, who knows what I've got loaded up here? Oh, when I was testing the old Fisher, let's get rid of that. First, we're going to throw this on Avalanche. What are we on? 4 hour? Yeah, 4 hour will work. Now let's pull up our Pearson correlation. There you are, sweet little bugger. Doing. So now pop up the Pearson symbol. All right. I want Matic. What am I on here? FTX perps. Yeah, let's go to FTX perps on Matic. Correlate these bad boys. And I'm also going to bring up the Matic price action on the chart too. There you are. Okay, there we go. Yeah, these babies are pretty correlated on the 4 hour, right? That's what you want to see. I mean, obviously from the bottom down here, all right, they've been significantly positively correlated. You can see the correlation starting to rise again too. So watch this 4 hour on the weekend. You see this go, start really charging up, positively correlated again. This could be a good double dip on some scalps, right? Start long in one, long the damn other one, because they're going to be moving in unison. If you don't know how to use this method of trading, it's very profitable. Very profitable indeed. What do they look like on the daily? Um, Yeah, I mean, the correlation's breaking a little bit. Yeah, definitely Avalanche has been a little more bullish on the daily, but that's why you drop down. If you're scalping these intraday, yeah, go down to the 4 hour. Hell, you can even go to the 90-minute to be honest and look for the correlation. Yeah, and they are very positively correlated on the 90-minute. So yeah, you can see the 90. I mean, these things are just running together. Beautiful thing. Yeah, man, this is still acting weird where it doesn't bring the damn ticker up. Doesn't bring up that indicator. I gotta figure that out. I don't know what the hell that's all about. It's still doing it though. But anyway, get rid of this. Boop. Yes, bye-bye. I just wanted to see that. So yeah, just this recent bounce, right? Matic comes down, bottom side of 68.3, bounces for a nice little scalp there. Where's it reject from right now? Bottom of the weekly range. People will look at this chart and go, "Oh my God, what's this guy trading with?" It's like, don't you wish you knew? Maybe you should come check the Discord out. Let's see, let's go. Actually, yeah, that's a pretty big candle. 32 bars. So this 15-minute projection on old candle 32 here. Doing. Yeah, got outside of the 99.7 here on the 15-minute chart. So yeah, it pulled back in. Pulled back in. Right now it's back up above the 95.4. When we get this new day too, we get this new day coming in, I'm going to be running these 15-minute projections, especially if you're scalping. Especially if you're scalping. Want to know where these pups are running. That's why, when you know where these price action volatility ranges are and these distribution levels, 4 hour and daily, it's a no-brainer. If you can't get profit out of this, I mean, it's hard to help you. You're probably the one where you can't even tie your own shoes too. So yeah, you're beyond help. Being very honest there too. We can lead the horse to water. We cannot make him drink. Right? Got to study. Got to learn this stuff. No doubt about it. Let me see. Let's check out first. Whoops. Let's no. I'll flip to that shit coin. Go over to the DeFi and give a shit about doggy coin. Automatic. Go again. Freaking out trading view. Trading assets before or changing assets before they fully load. Indicators are hard enough on them. Got me getting that old quick hand. There we go. Beautiful. No, go, man. Go lay down, dude. Let's see. Actually, starting to get some nice positive correlation here on the entropy. It's starting to drop, but it's been all random. It's been all random since earlier in the day when we bounced off that one SD on Matic. Blew up. That's why, why this is as soon as I flip to an asset, I'm looking at this variance. What's it doing? Right? What is it doing? Dropping down to the 5-minute, right? Checking it out. Looking for divergences. This is how all this works together. Is it easy to trade like this? Once you learn, it is, but it can get tricky. Can get tricky. See the old 5-minute here. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Definitely had some hidden bull div for for this quick little run up we just had. Yes. This is a great little indicator. Is that on that? Nope, that should be on 200,000. Let's change this up real quick. There we go. And so, this indicator pretty much it's just telling you the skewness of the distribution, but it's inverse. And it kind of tells you, like, when it's heading up, you're going to have bigger upside gains, less downside gains, right? So it kind of gives you an idea what's going on with the skewness. It's great to understand, hey, and you want to wait till it gets into extremes as well, from what I'm realizing. So you don't want to trade it when it's right around here. And I really use it for confluence. I want to know, right? It makes sense to me. Like if this baby's heading up and I see a scalp opportunity to the top side, I'm probably going to be a little more exposed. That's what it's telling me. Limit orders filled. So that's where people, they'll come down, they'll start scalping the 15-minute chart and they'll be like, okay, this is a good entry, but they're not looking at the 5-minute where you've got bear div, right? And the 5-minute chart's going to this price is probably going to drop. If you're talking Bitcoin, it could drop $200-$300. And if you just get the entry on the 15, hell, you're already out of the trade. It goes down to where the 5-minute was going to tell you to probably get that entry that you're seeing on the 15, and then you get a proper entry. But it just takes time. Right? Takes a little time. All right. Check this 90-minute. I'm going to flip over to the 90-minute on Avalanche too. And then always, right? You just learn how to just look at price action. It's always going to tell you something. It's always going to tell you something. It's going to reveal because what's creating the look you're seeing here? Volatility. Yeah, the 90 minutes been random for quite some time. Now we're shifting back, positively correlated on the 90. You can see the IPS definitely has been heading down. So there's going to be bigger downside moves than upside moves. And that's what you're seeing on these 90-minute candles for sure. But I like going into the weekend, the 90-minute variance is getting low. All right. This is, and this is a little something to remember. So the reason why I love the 90-minute, when you get this variance real low down here, that's when I'm dropping down onto these lower time frames. I'm like, okay, it's time to party. Right? Let's go to the 15-minute. Let's see what's going on with that variance. Because at the 90 minutes low, when the 90-minute turns up, you're going to get some big moves. Right? And so if the 90-minute variance is popping to the top side, I'm going to be taking on the 15-minute, I'm going to be taking those variance moves, right? That's where I'm going to be more exposed to the variance when they expand on the 15-minute and they're positively correlated, right? The chances, if you're having an outlier like this on the 90-minute, and say the variance on the 15-minute pops up, starts expanding. I mean, look at this 90-minute candle. I guarantee on the 15, this pullback right here, it probably went, variance was rising on the 15-minute, negatively correlated. But am I going to take that trade? Probably not, because the 90 minutes heading up. I'm waiting for that 15-minute variance, negatively correlated rise to come back down and then expand and then rise again, positively correlated. And then I'm going to jump on all it right when it happened, right? Boom, boom, then woo, right back up the next 90-minute candle. Yeah, it got me excited, didn't it? Anybody got any questions? Oh, here's Takumi. What you got? Yes, exactly what they are. Especially when that's like with all these indicators, right? Especially the Z-score, the variance, when you see the color kick on, right? This is a fat tail event on the Z-score of log returns. Fat tail event, Z-score on the log returns. And look at the price action, right? That's when those are the best trades. Those are the best trades. 100%. You know you're going to get a 2 standard deviation move, usually more when it's crypto. It's crazy, right? Crypto's insane. You don't, I mean, you'll get like 4 hour 4 standard deviation moves, 3 standard deviation moves. Like it's no sweat off of these cryptos' backs. It's incredible, man. The highly volatile assets. Or you can go trade Forex or go trade gold. Right. I don't know, man. Yeah, if you ever hear somebody say, "Oh yeah, I intraday trade Forex." Now, people are always like, "Oh my God, it's like Forex, man, they have like 500x leverage." Well, there's a fucking reason because Forex barely moves, right? But you talk about stupid. That's why it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go over and trade some Forex. They got 500x leverage. Sounds like a good plan. Wrecked. Good luck. Good luck. People think that like these exchanges are like, oh man, they're great to traders. They're offering leverage. Most people don't even know what it is. Most people don't even know. They have no clue. That exchange is loaning you money to trade with, to add on to your position. So your liquidation point just so close. Bye bye. They just eat people's accounts up all day long. It's insanity. You're better off. That's the thing. there's a high chance people using high leverage, they're going to lose so many accounts where you can use no leverage on low time frames, scalp the volatility at even leverage, no leverage at all, and you're just smiling at the end of the day. So if you're trading like the 15-minute, maybe you have like in an 8-hour session, you have like 4 or 5 nice 15-minute trades during a daily session. And maybe Bitcoin, each one of those moves, you get $500 to $1,000 in each move. You've got one Bitcoin in your account. You're scalping one Bitcoin, so you're not using any leverage. That's like 4 or 5 trades, $5 to $1,000 profit on each trade, while you got Joker, right? Joker Jim that's been watching YouTube Jimmy saying, "Hey, here's an affiliate link to this great exchange," and they'll say, "But be careful, be careful with using leverage." But that's just like telling a little kid, right? You tell him something, he does the exact damn opposite. So it's a scam, man. It's a scam. That's why. Do you ever hear me talking about, hey, I have this affiliate link? You should. Hell no, you'll never hear me saying it either. I want to teach people how to get away from that shit. Don't use leverage. Trade the low time frame volatility. Understand variance, Z-score, returns. You do those simple things, you're going to be smiling at the end of the day. While everybody else is just bitching about the market, you're just sitting back watching all these people just cry. It's manipulation. Whale manipulation, man. That's why I got liquidated. YouTube Jimmy said the money printer turned on. We're going to the moon. So I went 50x leverage. Fuck, I got liquidated in the middle of the night. I don't know what happened. That's why you don't listen to YouTube Jimmy. There's plenty of them out there. They are a dime a dozen. The Jimmies, the YouTube Jimmies. You know, the best YouTube crypto channels out there are just the people talking about projects, information about projects, right? Especially when it comes to gaming and shit. If you're following a YouTube channel and it's trading based and you're just waiting for them to give you signals, or you're listening, oh wait, they said that this is probably going up. I mean, you're cruising for a bruising. You really are. Best case scenario, learn how to trade yourself. That's all you got to do. People don't want to put in the work because it takes work, especially when you're trading volatility, probability, and statistics, because there's hardly anybody teaching it or even talking about it, right? Yeah. That's why I'll go on other discords, I'll post charts and people just their eyes roll in the back of the head. What am I looking at? This is insane. Yeah, yes, Aaron. But it depends on the day, right? You could have one of those days where you're just and so when I say something like that, it's like you get a tight daily volatility range where you know there's going to be some mad moves. Yeah, you can get some really good trades on the 15-minute. 100%. Go back on. Dun, dun, dun. And we're talking about scalps, right? Let's see here. When blow this up. Turn off these little moving averages. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, it's back here. Where you at? 1,600 hours. Oh, you little dirty dog. Let's get one more. And say, here's the end of the day right here. So far, I mean, going right into the beginning of the day, right? We had that nice pump. Boom. And you got this nice down move. There are so many trades right here. There's plenty of trades on the 15-minute, but you got to know how to read the entire suite of indicators, right? Especially the variance. It's so important. It's so important. Just like I said, too, right? You go up on that 90-minute or 45-minute. Like if you're trading a 5 minute, use the 45. You're trading a 15, use the 90. Right? If you're trading the 1 hour, I know one of the guys in the Discord, he loves the 1 hour charts. The only thing he ever talks about. Crazy wolf glasses. If you're trading the 1 hour, I would recommend going up to like the 6. 4 hour, I mean, you could use the 4 hour, whichever way that 4 hour, whatever the 4 hour is telling you, expose yourself on the trades on the 1 hour in that direction. I'm not saying you can't counter trade what that is, but don't overexpose yourself. 100%. Cut your trades in half. If you got a Bitcoin in your account and you're trading with the higher time frame trend, and we're talking about low time frames though, use your entire account, right? No leverage. Use that whole Bitcoin. Trade with. But if you're going to counter trade that, cut it in half. Trade a half a Bitcoin. Trade a quarter of a Bitcoin. Trade 10K. Right? Let's see, what are we talking about? To be honest, what indicators? I mean, I talk about it all the time. Like I've got all this on here, right? But when I am literally sitting down and I am intraday scalping, like for 8 to 10 hours or something, I am focusing on these 3 indicators right here. 80% probably. The variance, the z-score, and the divergence between returns and price action. Right? Then we got the entropy over here. This is another thing. When you start to have an outlier, right? When you start to have an outlier, when you're having that outlier right here, that move dropped into trend. So you're like, oh, we're dropping into trend. This is going to be a juicy little scalp. And then as soon as that starts happening on that down move right there, so that was right before the big move. Whoops. That was this move right here. So when I see this dropping, first I'm wanting to see what's going to go on. To be honest, I probably would have taken profit right here, right on this daily, looks like S2. Could you have got a little more? Yeah. But we're talking about, what was that? So even if we get in on that wick right there, that was on 203. Yeah, I mean, that was like a $6, $7 scalp on the Matic. Let's bounce back over to Bitcoin. Same move. This is that move. Boom, right here. I mean, that would have been perfect. So when so if I'm in this scalp right here, boom, 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 boom. Especially when I see this 15-minute candle hammering, and I guarantee you go at that 15-minute, even the volatility, that baby was expanding big time. I'm looking at this first standard deviation, but even more so, I'm up here. I'm like, okay, we just got this 4 hour candle. Here's the 68.3 Laplace on the 4 hour top side. There's the bottom side. You're already in this scalp. Okay, this 15-minute candle breaks it, right? Now, when I see that price going back up, I'm waiting to see what the hell's going to happen here. What did it do? It rejected off the 68.3, right? It rejected off the 68.3, then dropped, pulled back up, and then we get this bad boy right here. You see that wick go up a little bit, but then we just plunge and we go through literally first standard deviation. I would have been waiting to take profit probably on the 95.4 Laplace 4 hour. So on that move right there. So if I got down on this wick, that's Bitcoin at 47,180. And if I get out there, where do you live at 180? I mean, talking $1,200, $1,200 Bitcoin move. All right. So it's crazy. Nothing, just then it comes down, bounces right off the 1SD, flies right back up like $1,500 or more, probably closer to 2K. What the hell? 45.4. Yeah, $2,000 in an hour, little over an hour, hour and 15 minutes, back up 2K. Crazy Bitcoin, man. A lot of money to be made. But Charlie and Jimmy out there, they're just fucking sitting in positions, right? Just freaking out. Oh, we're definitely dumping. We're dumping. We're dumping. No, we're not dumping. Oh, well, I still got a little bit of my profit because I was in here and now it's just dicking around. They're still sitting in. They're still sitting in their position. Clueless. So yeah, it's all good. 254. Wow, I've been bullshitting for 54 minutes. Any other questions, you guys? Hopefully all this is making sense. I know it's making sense to the guys that are in the Discord. I'm just preaching to the choir. This is for you YouTube Jimmies out there. Watching YouTube Jimmy. It's like, come on, man. Some point you gotta wise up. Gotta wise up, Christ's sake. You're not like running a fucking investment fund, right? You want to make money in crypto? You gotta freaking trade the low time frame volatility, or you are gonna get spanked on a continual basis. Your bottom is going to be blue all the time. And you know what you're definitely not going to be doing? Like, I'd love to run a poll. How many of you clowns out there have actually withdrawn money from an exchange and sent it back to your ledger and then to Coinbase or something to deposit back in your bank account? I would love to just see. Now, of course, people are going to fib because they don't want to seem like a bunch of idiots. But you know what the high percentage of people that have never withdrawn from exchange, all they do is inject money into the whales, into the algos. The algos are just like ching, 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 ching. Just gathering all this cash. Pretty funny. That's what you got to ask yourself, too. Man, I haven't been withdrawing anything, which tells you right now, all you got to do, you go to your P&L and you're going to be like, well, there you go. That's why. Yep, I'll front run that for sure. Especially if the div's already playing out, but I see a strong resistance area of like deviation, probability levels, and price action volatility ranges. You know by now, Sarah, and you've been using this indicator. When those areas line up, right? Like right here, the top side of the 68.3 on Bitcoin's right above the center of the daily range, right? Say this bounces right here and we start flying up here. First, I want to see how it reacts on the bottom of the daily. We close a 15-minute candle above that, though. I am definitely probably front running both. And if we're on this 4-hour candle, where am I taking it at? 95 for Laplace right there on the 4-hour, about 48, 150. I'm not waiting for it to get here to see what happens. I'm jamming on it right there and probably front running that. They're way too quick. They're way too quick. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of things got to line up. If you're going to start front running divs, you got to be careful. If you're going to front run a div, say you're front running some hidden bull or some bull div, you got to look, where's the price action? Are we getting ready to nail some good support like a 1SD on the daily? Right? Because chances are, I bet this was on the 15-minute. There was probably some bull divs setting up. What's this on Bitcoin? Let's check it out. Get back on Bitcoin here. That was boom, boom, right? Bam, bam. Let's see if there was bull div there. There actually wasn't, right? So that was tricky. That was tricky. But here's one thing. So you're looking at the returns oscillator, right? So you see this down move getting close to that 1SD. Look at the returns oscillator, right? Before that, on a big candle, you're busting below the second standard deviation range on the returns oscillator. The 99.7% confidence interval on the Z-score, right? So those are the types of things. And at this point, after that big move, the outlier to the downside's done, but you're coming down positively correlated now. You're coming down positively correlated. So right, and then it flips up positively correlated topside, even has a little bit of an outlier. So yeah, it's tricky. A lot of stuff plays into it. A lot of stuff plays into it, obviously. But you see how I just worked that? That's why you look at all these Where's the Z-score? Whoa, it's way the fuck out. Whoa, returns oscillator. It's bouncing outside of that 2SD range. So yeah, bingo, bingo. And right there close to the bottom too, you're dropping back out of trend. Things getting ready to turn around the other way. And that whole move after that down move, the whole move back up to top side 2K, boop, 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 all random. It's been random ever since. This is on a 15-minute. You're going to see a lot more trend on the 15-minute. But in between the trends, it's all random. It's all random. That's why. Now, 80-90% of the time, price action is random. There's no doubt about it. All you got to do is look at the indicator. It tells you straight up. I mean, look. Okay. Look at all the randomness in between the little areas of trend. It's a lot more. All right. Let's see. Yep, that's going to wrap us up. And it's the end of the week. CME's closing. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting weekend. I got nothing to do but trade too. Maybe I'm going to just take some time here and do some trading. Pay for the pod I just ordered. The move is getting close. Holy shit. They're delivering my pod on January 12th. So I'll start packing all my shit away. They pick it up on the 20th or some crazy shit. And then pretty much close the slides up on the freaking RV. Hook it up to the dually. Woo! Go east, young man. I will be on the road. Yeah. Am I getting excited? Yeah, I am. The only thing I'm going to miss is the mountains. Got some good friends out here, but I got to get to my property. Crying out loud. So all that being said, if you're watching this on YouTube for the first time, we are alpha trading. We trade a volatility, probability, and statistics. And we love to teach people to do the same. The link to our Discord is in the description of every video that we put out. Come join. Come check us out. Open up a support ticket. First, follow the welcome message, which it's going to tell you. Open up a support ticket. Tell us what's on your mind. There's 2 levels to our Discord, right? The lowest level, $10 a month. If you can't afford $10 a month to come in and see what we are doing here, then you're not right for this anyway, right? Because we're a great community. We have this paywall to keep the riffraff out. So don't be part of the riffraff, for God's sakes, right? Take $10 from whatever. Join for a month and see what we got going on. You'll be pleasantly surprised and probably end up being a lifetime member. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching live in the Discord. If we get some crazy price action, might do a little surprise live stream down in the Wolfpack chat or something. But all that being said, we'll see you Monday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, wherever you live at in the metaverse. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, and evening. I'll talk to you guys later.